Farmers Insurance knows the difference between a car hitting your bumper and a clown car hitting your bumper.
Sorry about that.
Because we covered it. Click for more.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Good evening, Metal Faithful. It is I, your mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich. And this is the premier Radulich and Broadcasting Network heavy metal album review podcast, The Metal Hammer of Doom. Tonight, we are reviewing an album that came out March 29th, 2019 from Switzerland. That's Switzerland, everybody. Where the Swiss are from. The Swiss.
You ever have some? They have some great cheese.
Yes, the Swiss cheese, the Swiss Miss.
Yes, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of hot chocolate.
The Swiss Army knife.
Cut it. Yeah, that's what you use, to cut the cheese with. Talking about cutting the cheese.
Rage of Light, a trance metal band. We don't do a whole lot of the old trance metal here, but if you listen to our Metal Hammer of Doom extra, Rage of Light did a cover of Aqua's Candyman, and I just fell over myself trying to get everybody I knew to listen to it. I told my daughter's dance instructor that, can we get the kids to dance to this, because this song is amazing.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
They refrained from calling the police on me. So tonight...
wrote a note telling your wife, please, don't have him pick up the kids anymore.
The name of the album is called Imploder. Like I said, it came out March 29th, 2019. We're going to look at 9 of the 11 tracks on here, because one of them is an instrumental and the other one is just kind of a minute and 48 seconds of ambient noise. Ladies and gentlemen, that second voice you hear, let me tell you a little something about this guy.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
No, wait. Shut up. You know I love a London boy. I enjoy walking Camden Market in the afternoon. He likes my American smile. Like a child when our eyes meet. Darling, I fancy. Jesse Starcher.
We have not had a break from each other since Monday.
Darling, I fancy you.
We have to go another day tomorrow. Oh,
Jesse Starcher's right sick of me.
Working for the weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what that was? That was Taylor Swift.
Was it really?
Yes, it was. I had Jeremy Lambert from 401mania.com and Fansided on here to review the new Taylor Swift album. You don't get much more fucking metal than that, man.
Not my rotation, sir. I apologize. I'll have to rectify that, I guess.
You got one of them tween girls, though. She bumped Taylor Swift around the house.
She's got the hits, I'm sure, on some kind of playlist.
Has she walked up to you and said, "Daddy, I fancy you"?
No, I can't say that that's happened yet. When did this album drop, by the way, the new one?
Not that long ago.
Because I'm really surprised, actually, that she hadn't said anything about wanting to listen to it in the car. We got a high score now, dude. So far, the first 3 days of school, the car's been silent. She's had an earphone in her ear, a headphone in her ear. So earbud, that's what I'm looking for. Earbud in her ear. So I know she's listening to stuff, but she hasn't decided to torture me yet in the morning, which is fine.
She's not a tweener. She's a straight teener, and she now lives on a different plane of reality than you.
Yeah, continues to get more distant every day.
Aw, poor Jessie.
Yeah, that's all right. That's what teenagers do. They go in the room, they shut their door, they watch their TV. That's fine, and talk with their friends all freaking night long.
Well, let's see if we can cheer you up with a little trance metal here, Rage of Light, shall we?
I like it. Did not know trance metal was a thing.
Yeah, like I said, apparently this is like a sub genre of metal that I told the story of the Metal Hammer of Doom Extra. I happened to be looking for videos a couple of months back, and I think I saw the Candyman video, and YouTube will make recommendations based on whatever it is you're watching at the time, or what your history of video watching has been most recently. And so I was recommended another band, Frozen Crown, and and a bunch of other female-centric, not necessarily all trance metal, but definitely a lot of female-forward, female-fronted metal bands. And I must have fell into that rabbit hole for like an hour.
So I do recognize a band on here. I'm just going through a list of trance metal bands. Amaranth was a band that I've listened to a lot. Actually, one of their albums, I can't remember the name of it, but one of their albums was really good, and I listened. I had that on repeat for a little bit. So apparently I just didn't recognize it as the subgenre titled as trance metal. So I'm down with it, though. I like it.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I enjoyed listening to this album. We're going to go through it track by track for you, play a little bit of each song. I want to stress the point, again, we are a review podcast, so fair use. I don't know if fair use is a real thing, but one of the 20 websites I looked at said it was, so there you go.
Hey, it's on the internet. It's true.
Goddamn right. All right. I want to welcome all of our Podcoin listeners. You're trying to get your 10 minutes in. We're almost at 10 minutes now, so let's see if we can get at least one song in before you turn this off going, well, I got my double coin. Shut the fuck up already.
What can I listen to next?
I'm gonna go check out Cancel Too Soon or Recently Added or one of the many fine podcasts you can find on Podcoin. All right, Jesse, you ready?
Let's hit it, man. I want to hear what we got.
All right, here we go. This is the first full length track on here. This is Enraged.
Done being a shadow in my own night. I break my chains and start screaming out. In the time I feel alive, I feel no more. Because now I see the light. I burn inside.
All right. I'm going to cut it off right there. So, Jesse, we didn't get a lot of the harsh vocals on that one. We got, at least up to the point that I stopped it, we got pretty much her clean vocals. Song's about 5 minutes long, and I don't remember whether or not she breaks into the growling. But, so far, very reminiscent, I think, of, like, Lacuna Coil.
It's funny that is exactly the way I went when I first heard this track, because I had no idea what I was getting into, other than what we listened to on the Metal Hammer of Doom Extra. I knew, number one, we were listening to a cover of a song at that point, so you never know what you're going to get. So we start this first track, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is something that I can dig. This is unique. This is kind of breaking the mold of some of the stuff that we usually listen to on here, and I like it. I was impressed. I think we have, I don't know if you have the band members in front of you, but I know there is a male vocalist who usually chimes in with the harsh every once in a while, and I'm sure he had his chance on this track somewhere later on down the line. But yeah, man, I was really impressed with this first track, and I was looking forward to the rest of the album after I first heard it.
Jonathan Pellet, or Pellet, however you like.
Sure.
Vocals, keyboard, and drum programming. Oh, it's done by machines because they don't make mistakes. Yeah.
Trust in the machines.
Noe Shubak? Shebop? Shebop?
That's the song about masturbation.
Guitars and bass. And then Melissa Bonney is on vocals.
Okay. All right.
So there's your lineup.
I like it.
All right. Let's move on to our next one. Yeah, I like that one a lot, too. I really enjoyed this whole record, but we'll continue to break it down.
Incorrect.
All right. Here is your next track here. This is Fallen.
As I crawl down on the ground, your voice resounds again. No, you won't prevail, 'cause we are the unknown, the ones you left behind with no tears left to cry. Until the end, together we will march unstoppable. From the ashes we will rise.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy, man, we are getting some metal here. We started out with our female harsh vocals, sounds like. So I like that.
Yeah, she alternated between, and that's not even as growly as she gets.
Mm-hmm.
That was about a 5 or a 6 on the growly scale.
Much respect to this lady.
Yeah, so she alternates pretty good between the clean. And here's the thing, like, because I was thinking, like, oh, we don't cover much trance metal, but if Nightwish drops an album, we're covering it. You know, we've covered Lacuna Coil. We'll be covering them later this year. As a matter of fact, we have definitely covered our fair share, and I've certainly listened to the lion's share of the operatic female vocals, Epica.
Yep.
That sort of thing, backed by a progressive metal or death metal band. I think where we got kind of thrown off with this one was that this band tends to sometimes be a little dancier than those.
Yeah.
And Melissa Bonney has a very pretty, very soulful, clean voice, but I would not call her operatic.
No, this is more. If you have Epico on one side, Arch Enemy on the other, this is definitely leaning towards Arch Enemy, in my opinion. Not all the way there, but it's tipping the scales toward that way, in my opinion. A little bit dancier. That one right there was heavy, that. We'll hit one here later in this album that makes me go, okay, here's where those elements of trance are right in the forefront. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that one right there, dig it. I'm still liking it.
But I want to really stress that, when people listening to this, you might be thinking, oh, okay, this is kind of like Nightwish. No, that there's that like select group really like strong pipes on these women. That that operatic crowd. I keep using that word. This isn't that. This is just she's a good singer, and she has a very nice voice. She's a lovely voice, but she doesn't quite have the Tarja pipes.
No, and you don't need to have that though.
No,
that's
but that's what I'm saying.
like,
I'm splitting hairs.
I hear you,
and I'm saying like Tarja and Epica and the new Gallon Nightwish kind of one side. This is that other side. Like I said, more Lacuna Coil, because I don't think the girl from Lacuna Coil has the most operatic voice either. But I think there's room in the genre where all of these bands sit, where you have the pretty voices and the opera voices.
I agree.
All right, so this next one is called I Can, I Will. That just fucking rocks, dude. So we have a little duet on that one. We have our guitarist who's piping in some harsh vocals, and then she's alternating between the clean and the harsh vocals.
Yep.
So we have a lot of different sounds. We have a heavy use of the guitar on this one. I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, kind of a trance influence, but I wouldn't necessarily call it trance metal per se.
Yeah.
I think that's just a layer, as opposed to like directly influencing the style. It's definitely like a kick-ass metal song.
Yeah, I'll agree. I think I definitely think there's another song on here that's going to again showcase the trance elements more than what we just heard. And there was a little bit in there. You were like, "Oh my goodness, take me! I'm going to start dancing here in just a second." But no. Now this is a very positive song. We talk a lot about positive metal on here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network's Metal Hammer of Doom. Let me read you the lyrics here, because I mean this is I can, I will. I mean, how much more positive can you get than an affirmative statement of yeah, I'm going to do it? But here's some lyrics. It says, "My eyes drag me down when I look around and see what I'm not. Is there anywhere a stairway to the top? Watch me, never again will I look down and feel this pain, because now, step by step, I start to climb and leave these cries behind." Good, positive message there.
Very nice. Very nice. Very forward-thinking, very positive thinking.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Did you get to play this around the house at all?
No, I did not. This was mostly in my ears at work, unfortunately. So I think the kids wouldn't have any problem with it. This is definitely something that I think I could play and the family wouldn't hate.
Yeah, in between boxing matches last Saturday, I was bumping this in the house. while my wife was ootin' a boot.
Ootin' a boot.
Ootin' a boot. All right. Speaking of
That was
ootin' a
for our
boot,
Canadian listeners.
yes. Speaking of ootin' a boot, this next song is called "Away with You."
I'd still run away with you. I'd still run away with you. I see in your eyes the anger of this world. Once again I'll be alone at home tonight. 'Cause I am a soldier in this riot, fighting for our rights. I'm the commander of this battle. They won't bring me down.
All right, so there's the song.
I don't know, dude. I'm thinking it happened in the latter half of this album, but you could feel it for sure. I mean, there's definitely some trance right there in this song for sure, man. But it's all fast paced. We definitely get into some metal, but when they let that keyboard shine, man, I'm digging that. I am a fan of keyboards in metal. Some of my favorite bands have that element always peppered, or maybe sometimes the featured instrument in some of their songs. And so when I heard that off the first track all the way, and of course all the way through the album, I think that puts it in. That's a check mark that goes right in the plus column and stays there and makes me happy that I'm listening to it. I haven't heard a horrible track on here yet. That was a good one. Upbeat, fast, and it sounds like it's somewhat of a love song. Someone who's, I guess, a couple that's supporting each other. But I'm looking at the lyrics here, kind of going down through it. Sounds like it's pretty violent, but, hey. Go ahead, Mark. What was you going to say?
Well, I was wondering, I know you like to do a little bit of research on these bands. You like to check out like what other reviewers thought and whatnot. What did you find on them? Because, again, they're not the most well-known band.
No, they, just from what I've read, I mean, most of everything I've seen is pretty positive. It's not like they're being picked up by some of the bigger reviewers, though. Angry Metal Guy, I don't believe, touched this. So most of the websites, I'll give you the top three here that came off of Google that were actually reviews. One of which was metalshockfinland.com. Then we had deadrhetoric.com, and the Headbanging Moose.
You simply must tell me what the Headbanging Moose thought, and be prepared from now on. I'll be asking about the Headbanging Moose.
The Headbanging Moose. He has a WordPress.com page here. He says that he's got Canadian Skulls. Okay, yes, he's got 5 Canadian Skulls. This album got 3.5. So very nice. Let's see if he's got a summation here. If you still can't imagine how the flammable fusion of such distinct tiles like trance and melodic death metal sounds like, you can take a full listen at Imploder on Spotify. So But in case you're already familiar with and addicted to Rage of Light's breathtaking music, don't forget to follow all of those band members on Facebook. So he seems like he's pretty impressed. I'm looking through here just to see if he had anything else to add.
Yeah,
he said best
that
moments
seems
of
like
the
a
album.
commercial, not a review.
Well, he says best moments of the album, Fallen, which was track number 3, Battlefront we haven't got to yet, Mechanicals we haven't got to yet, and of course our cover there at the end, which is Twilight of the Thunder God. But
yes. Melissa Bonney just fucking off on the mountaintop, yelling "Twilight of the Thunder Gods."
worst video of so. But he does say worst moments of the album is our upcoming track In the Shadow, and if this is the one that I'm thinking of, he is probably on the money. So whenever you're ready, let's hear this.
Let's go ahead and hear what the Angry Moose, or whatever the hell he's called, says is the worst track on here. This is In the Shadow.
Wandering here inside my mind, traveling through the night in this town where ghosts are kings. Hey yo, show me the way out, protect me from yourself. Toxic illusion of a dream I once had.
All right, so this is a bit meandering. It's almost 7 minutes long. I don't think I noticed. I didn't think it was bad, but I can see where somebody might lose their patience with it.
Exactly. 6 minutes, 48 seconds of, and how much, like, we had a full minute of an intro, and then we finally get to the song, and it's like all this build-up, this heavy-ass build-up, by the way, which I was like, oh, okay, this isn't the one. But then as soon as she starts singing, and it brings it way down. And I understand that's part of the songwriting process. That's her vision of the song. That's fine. It's just, it brings you way down, then kind of brings you back up, and then right before you cut it off, we hit another valley again where it was brought kind of way down, and she was probably going to start singing Very Pretty. I can't remember if this is the one or not. Should have took better notes, but there is one on here that I was like, okay, this is way too slow for what I've heard already, and that almost felt like it. But I want to know in the first few seconds if we hit it here later on down the road. But In the Shadow, too long, just like you said, meandering, get to the point already. But whatever.
Get on with it.
In the Shadow.
Of the valley.
Yes. Of the shadow of trance.
All right. So this is one of the better ones. We get right back on the horse here. This is Battlefront.
this was merely a respite. Clouds filling a clear sky as a lion able to fly. These lies were made by you. You thought you couldn't create this state of burning out of mind, out of mind, and you found you knew their time. My friends, warm your hands. Everything you do brings it back to the battlefield. Warm your hands. Come and see your life and strength.
Making wonderful use of the programmable drums on that one. Were you not getting enough death metal out of your Swiss trance metal? Well, here's one for you.
Yeah, that's funny because my first comment was, oh, man, I'm digging the death metal. Here we go. Here we go.
No, what does the Angry Moose think about this?
Sir, it is the head-banging moose.
Oh, the head-banging moose. A thousand pardons.
As to what, I don't think he gets into this track.
Okay.
Did he have it listed? He listed it as one of the better moments off the album, but he doesn't go into specifics on it. He has a couple on here. I'll save his talks for mechanicals when we get to that one. But yeah, I mean we're back to kicking ass with Battlefront, which is great. We gotta pick it back up, and I think we're on track in my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't slam In the Shadows too harshly. I've really been enjoying this album. Here's the thing. When I was talking with Jeremy about the Taylor Swift album, one of the things I said was, me and you digest so much music, not just for this show, but in general. It's hard for things to stick out, and so the stuff that does, we tend to, I think, grade higher than everything else. You know what I mean? That stuff that stays with us. Yeah, and it
stays out there. Yeah,
and we haven't done anything really like this all year.
No.
And so I think, for me, Rage of Light is getting maybe, I don't know if I would call it inflated, but I'm less harsh on them because it's the most distinctive thing we've heard in 2019 so far.
Yeah, and I can agree where, I'm listing this, but there's elements in here that I told you I've had a history with this. I mentioned before we started the podcast that I kind of was in a trance phase at one point. Yeah, I wasn't taking LSD or whatever the hell and dancing out in the desert or anything, but I enjoyed some of the...
I have this picture of you just tripping balls, just naked as the day you were born, in a top hat.
I got to have some kind of cloth streamer to wave in the air, at least, to do one of those things. But no, I listened to Asterix. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. There was a band called Astral Projection. There was a few bands that I kind of enjoyed listening to, and a lot of it was because I just wanted to have something that didn't have words in it, and that could, had a fast beat to it. And trance is where I kind of fell into. So hearing that fused, just like they had said, it's fused with death metal. I'm down with some melodic death metal for sure. And then on top of that, if you go back any of most of the shows on the Metal Hammer of Doom where we have an artist that's featuring a harsh and clean vocals, again, that's another mark in the positive column. So this band has a lot going for it, just based off of my own taste. Mileage may vary for sure, but what we have here are, so far we've had some pretty competent tracks put together, and when we look at In the Shadow and compare it to the rest, I think that's where the criticism can come in. We can say, okay, compared to the rest of these, me personally, I'm not a big fan, but there's other people that will probably look at that and say, well, an album like this needs to have some downtime, needs to have that resting period, and that could be a positive thing for In the Shadow. But we pick it up, like I said, with Battlefront, we're right back to it. So I liked Battlefront. We got all those elements I just listed right in that song.
Now you got me wondering. So we kicked off the year in January with Soilwork. And then we had Papa Roach, A Pale Horse Named Death.
Those are some different bands. When you look at that, just those three, they're different from each other.
I don't know why we didn't do one February 6th, but I don't have anything on the calendar here.
Was it that Was that the one that was shit? The one that had the greatest video on Earth that we watched, where there was a zombie apocalypse, but we never looked at the band, or we never looked at the album.
Oh, yes, that's right. We just canceled the show for that night. That was supposed to be some ridiculous name band. Beast in Black, Avantasia, Dream Theater. Yeah, we hit like a just a whole thing of like progressive bands for a while. Queensryche. Again, we like skipped 2 weeks. Motley Crue, The Dirt. Give us the dirt. The dirt. Hang on. My calendar's not
Beach ball.
with me. Beach ball. All right, hang on.
Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to the beach ball, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama.
Children of Bodom. That takes us into April. Then we did a whole thing on wrestling music. Overkill.
Yep.
Welcome to New Jersey, you fucks.
This here's Billy from Philly. Get the fuck out of my state.
Twar, Hell. Had some
Yep.
Viking metal there.
Yep.
Battle Beast, White Snake, Elavidi, Sworn Enemy, motherfuckers.
Right.
Allegiant, Oakley Dokley, Rammstein, Glory Hammer.
On a body.
Upon a Burning Body. That's right. We just didn't do it on Wednesday, so I missed it. Amon Amarth, the Texas Hippie Coalition, Sabaton, L7s, Rats, and then these past couple of weeks it's been Volbeat, Slipknot, and then last week was Thy Art Is Murder. So yeah, I would say Rage of Light's probably the most distinctive thing we've listened to all year.
Female-fronted bands. So we got L7 and
L7.
No, Battle Beast. Battle Beast.
Oh, right, yes.
And then I think that's it.
Yep, Songs from a Thick Girl. Battle Beast. Well, she was. That ain't bad.
I'm not saying anything.
I
don't want to make the Podcoin listeners mad.
Oh, she was a very attractive gal, and we enjoyed watching her dance.
I would, yes. I would watch her dance again.
All right.
So we have, you talk about some female heavy stuff though coming up later this year. Tarja, freaking Coil. Yeah, I mean we're going to get our fair share there. A Baby Metal at some point.
Yes, Baby Metal. Who I've listened to their stuff lately. They can pronounce their R's now, so we're doing well.
Oh boy, that's good. Improvement.
10,000 dislikes.
Wow. Sir, this is the Podcoin representative. I just want to let you know you've broken the record. Oh, that's great. No, you've broken the record for dislikes, sir.
We don't have a like-dislike button, but somehow yours got a lot of dislikes. We don't understand.
It just appeared. Somehow, people willed it into existence.
I would be so proud. All right, let's move on to our next track here. We're starting to wind this puppy down. This is Mechanicals.
Until you die.
So, if you're talking to somebody about, like, there's in the heavy metal group on Facebook that we belong to, there's always somebody like pitch me some new music because I don't know how Spotify works.
Facebook is my algorithm.
The internet confuses me. I don't know how to Google search. We're such dicks.
I don't care. Damn it.
Anyway, so the people like that, or if you happen to know somebody who's into metal and they're like, hey, I'm kind of bored with my usual rap. What would you recommend? Like, I would recommend Rage of Light, but I would point them to just Mechanicals.
Yeah, Mechanicals is good.
Like, if you like Mechanicals, you'll love Rage of Light. This is the song that stands far above the rest in terms of what is this band about, when do they sound their best, what encapsulates what this band is all about.
Yeah, agreed.
It's that one. That had all those trance elements to it. It had, the harsh vocals. It had some death metal elements. It was just this wonderful fusion of all of these different styles. And it made for a extremely pleasurable listening experience.
So, I'll also give you another piece of evidence as to why this is your favorite song off of this album, okay?
Does this have anything to do with the age-ridden moose?
No. This poor guy. Fucking can't get my fucking internet name right. Damn it. I gotta be Canadian. I gotta be Canadian.
He's not Alan Moore. Fucking Firestorm.
So, the first line, when you hear that lady sitting there talking, it sounds like a distress call.
Yeah.
This is, it's JM079387 calling Alpha 9 station. Please send us some help. They are taking control. Can you guess who they are, Mark Radulich?
Canadians?
No.
MAGA
The fucking robots, man.
Oh, the robot. So my daughter, out of nowhere tonight, asked me, why do I want to be a robot?
What?
And I said, I have cancer, you dumb bitch. If I didn't have cancer, if I was a robot, I wouldn't have cancer anymore. No, I didn't say that. I was thinking it, but
oh gosh,
I had to explain to her the singularity and why.
Well, yeah,
uploading...
that's the concept for a 8-9-year-old. Oh boy,
sure, she gets it. She's gonna take her to go see The Matrix this weekend. What do you think about that?
That's right. She watches YouTube. She'll get it.
Has Caleb ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah, remember we was talking about that.
That's right.
He actually sat down and watched all of it and was like, "Oh man, I want to watch." I said, "Did you know there's a second one?" "Oh man, I want to watch it." I'm like, "Oh boy."
Did you know there's a third one with an extended sex scene that just goes on for an hour?
I did not know that.
No, the third one. Come on, the stupid dance scene that just goes on forever.
In the what the hell's the name of the place called? Gosh, I can't fucking remember. It's the whole village, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's getting it on at Zion.
Yeah, we're barely into the movie, and they decide to throw an hour-long dance party.
Let's do it. Not what I came to see. I mean, I want to see some stop motion here.
And then the Wachowskis would make Jupiter Ascending.
He's just a skater boy. Let's see you later, boy.
I'm sorry. You were starting to say something, and I utterly distracted you with my nonsense.
Caleb enjoyed Matrix, and then he wanted to watch the second one, and we haven't watched the second one yet.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, you told the kid about the singularity. You told her about how you want to become a robot. Good for you, Mark.
Yeah, she was, and I explained to her the advantages of having a robot buddy as opposed to a cancer-ridden one.
Yeah, there's pluses. Pluses.
There is pluses. All right. If you've stayed with us this long, God bless you, folks.
Oh yeah.
So that whole last bit, that was a lot of nothingness. that was fine. It's our last proper track of the song. The next one's a cover. I mean, it was. I don't think it's as strong as the rest of them. It's definitely a deep B-side track. I don't have a whole lot else to really add. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, the subject matter of this song does not fit in with, some trance dance. Trance, everybody do the trance dance. It just doesn't fit in with that kind of aesthetic, and it definitely doesn't fit in with the death metal aesthetic. I mean, it's a really sad song when you look at the lyrics. It's about somebody losing somebody, and I don't know if they have died or if the songwriter has died. I don't know, but not the songwriter. We'll try the author. How about the main character? Okay, let's do it that way. We're pretty sure they're still alive. The songwriter and the author are still alive. But no, it's really sad. So it fits for what the song is supposed to be. It's supposed to sound like that, I think. As for fitting in with the rest of the album, I don't know. You know me. It's got to be upbeat. It's got to be bass pounding, head bobbing, whatever. It's got to be something that makes me enthusiastic to listen to. This one
it's a steep plunge after Mechanicals.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, think about that. Think about the contrast between those two songs. You got the best song off this album, and then you go right to the last song, which is just like you said, it's a bunch of nothingness.
Yeah. All right, so this is a Amon Amarth cover. This is the song is much better than the video. The video is shit, but this is Twilight of the Thunder God. That song is all cock and balls out.
I haven't heard a bad cover of that song yet. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. So yeah, I love Twilight of the Thunder God, and they did a fantastic job covering it. I was looking here. Is it just like if you went and bought the album, are you just getting 10 tracks and you don't get Twilight?
I don't know. I know I think it's considered a bonus track, but I don't know. It's in the Spotify, when I got it all. That's where I was listening to it. So I didn't look that deep past that.
Well, I'm on rateyourmusic.com, and they have the track listing as 1 through 10, but it doesn't mention anything about Twilight of the Thunder God. So I was like, oh,
then y'all got bonus.
Yeah, if you get a Spotify listener, I mean, I don't know. It could very well be they just didn't count the covers. Who knows? But Rate Your Music, out of 15 ratings, this gets a 3.45 out of 5.
Okay.
What's your final thoughts, man?
People, I mean, look, it sounds like the consensus was it's an average album. It ain't half good, but it ain't half bad neither.
Yeah. I would probably, in my opinion, again, I think it's going to make the top half of my year.
No, yeah, it's one of the best albums we've heard this year. Even like if the worst I can say is it wasn't as good as the song before it, that's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, we've trashed a lot of bands this year. Oh boy, have we trashed some bands.
Oh man,
It's amazing I haven't been punched in the street yet.
Volbeat is looking for our address right now.
That being said, we were pretty positive on this one. This was a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to this. Will probably at least make a few songs right into my playlist there for the year, and I'll be coming back to it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be quick to delete this off the playlist. This is going to get more listens from me. So next week, there's no Metal Hammer of Doom. Instead, you'll get an extra source material because I will be getting pet scans, cat scans, and not fests in that order. However, go over to Hulu and check out the first episode of Wu-Tang, an American Dynasty. That's starting.
Ooh! I'm on a show with you about that, aren't I?
Yeah. When it ends sometime in January, I believe. And as a matter of fact, to celebrate our TV party for Wu-Tang, an American Dynasty, we will also be doing a special Metal Hammer of Doom where we review Enter the 36 Chambers.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
It's
man.
a great album, is what I've been told by the podcast, The Great Albums. You can listen to them on Podcoin. All right, so September. So like I said, we're off next week. You get a break from our nonsense. But in the meantime, we'll be doing Killswitch Engage, Atonement on September 11th. Tarja in the Raw. Tarja likes it raw, from what I've been told.
Did you watch that 4-minute video of fucking nothing but curly sound effects? Greatest thing I've ever shared in my entire life.
No, I didn't even know why you shared that, and now it's connecting for me. But
There you go.
Tarja in the Raw on September 18th. Korn the Nothing September 25th. Hell Yeah, Welcome Home October 2nd. Steel Panther, Heavy Metal Rules. Jesse, how great was that video I sent you?
Oh, spectacular.
It's the best. I love Steel Panther. Steel Panther, I'm just going to tell you right now, Steel Panther is the best album this year. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Yes.
Bold prediction.
Bold as the day is long. Speaking of long, Baby Metal, Metal Galaxy on October 16th. Lacuna Coil, Black Angus? No. Black Anima. October 23rd.
Here's the song about hamburgers.
We wrote this song at a barbecue. So the Holly take 3.
Yep.
The Halloween episode this year got changed again. So instead of doing what we're going to do, we're going to review the new Mayhem album, Damon, and then we'll do a special TV party that Friday, November 1st, for the Lords of Chaos movie, which some people said is really good. Some people said some people enjoyed it but didn't think it was particularly accurate. We'll have fun with it. I mean, it's not like Jesse's like the world's biggest fucking Mayhem documentarian.
No.
So we'll just enjoy it for what it is, and we'll have fun talking about it. So you got your double dose of Mayhem-ish the week of Halloween. Blind Guardian. I didn't know this. I read about this while I was looking for videos for it. But November 6th, we're looking at Blind Guardian, Legacy of the Darklands, which apparently is an orchestral album.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
no lyrics?
I don't know. I almost took it off the calendar because of that. But I think we're gonna have to give it a shot anyway.
Well, if it's just straight orchestra, no lyrics, that's one thing. But they could just be saying, "Hey, no electric guitars, none of that," and we're gonna, still have lyrics. So
Yeah. I don't know. I maybe Blind Guardian playing with a full orchestra, kind of like at Metallica S&M. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to get more of a sense of what they're doing with this project, but I'm curious now. So. Look, it's either going to be great, and we're going to have an awesome time listening to it, or we're both going to want to kill ourselves by the end of it. Either way, it's good.
The last Blind Guardian album was like one of my favorite albums of all time. I really liked it. So I want to be sad if I got to lambast this for not having lyrics and just putting me to sleep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. The old college try. KMFDM has a new album out. It's called Paradise. We'll
Okay.
be doing that November 13th. Dragon Force, Extreme Power Metal, we'll be reviewing on November 20th. Our Turkey album this year, our pre-Thanksgiving treat, we're going to have Pat Mullen on to talk 80s Kiss. I sent you a playlist already.
Oh, you did, too. I saw it, and I didn't listen to it. I probably won't for a while. I am not a Kiss fan.
No? This is going to be painful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, like, an absolute hater. It's just that I've never really got into anything that they put out there. So, you know me. I'm always glad to give something a shot.
Yep. And then Jesse's, I'm counting this as your Christmas album this year. Rings of
Okay.
Saturn, get 'em. Get 'em.
Yeah.
Get 'em while they're hot.
Like it.
So they have an album coming up. I think pre-orders are up now for the new Rings of Saturn. We don't quite yet have a release date, but I'm sure by the time hopefully by December 4th, we will. And it'll be before December 4th. And then our last album of the year, Life of Agony, has a new album coming out. It's going to be The Sound of Scars. And then that's it. That's all we could fit into the 2019 calendar. That's why I said the Christmas album this year is Rings of Saturn. We'll be doing the Metal Hammer of Doom year-end special on New Year's Day. How about that, Jesse?
That sounds great. I can't wait.
So we gotta have a very backloaded calendar this year, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too, dude. There's a lot of big time bands that I cannot wait to listen to. I've had a chance to listen to the new Killswitch album, but man, hell yeah! I was so excited about that last Hell Yeah album. I can't wait to hear this new one. It's just gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep, I'm looking forward to the next couple of months. So hope you check us out here in the Metal Hammer of Doom. Like Jesse said earlier, I have not left him alone all week. I have been right up his butt.
Fancies me ace, the arse.
Jesse Starcher, I fancy you. We did a source material, DC First, Superman Lobo. We reviewed Krypton Season 2, the final season of Krypton. Tomorrow, there are no shows with Jesse and I tomorrow. Instead, you'll get me and Alexis doing the Banana Splits horror movie, which was hilarious. I watched it today. And then she has a double duty. Her and Robert Winfrey will be reviewing Ready or Not. And then myself and Jason Teasley, possibly Alexis Hana and Robert Winfrey, we don't know yet, will be reviewing Zombie Tidal Wave. And then Saturday, I'm going to get up at O-Dark early in the morning and do live commentary for UFC Chinese Chinaman Andrade versus Zhang. Zing, Zang, Zoom. So all of those are all of those will be coming up or in the archives. Jesse, tell them about that Super Blog team up, baby.
Yeah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we teamed up with a lot of podcasts and blogs. Thanks to our good friend Chris Bailey for putting together the Super Blog team up, where this go round our topic is immortal.
I am immortal.
Oh, that's a good one. Damn, why didn't we? Anyway, we will have. Well, it's on the network right now. Everybody's podcast / blog uploaded today. All you need to do is go to Twitter and type in hashtag SBTU or hashtag SuperBlogTeamUp, and you're going to be able to find just about anybody who participated in that. Our contributions were as follows. The Source Material Podcast did a show on Vampirella. Sing it, Mark.
Whoa, Vampirella.
That's right. Roses for the Dead, where we got to see a demon wearing underwear that said it won't, what was it? It won't suck itself? Is that how it went?
It ain't gonna suck itself. A Virgin Records. It ain't gonna suck itself.
Oh, I felt so bad because some dude retweeted us and he's like, I just read the first volume of Vampirella and I can't wait to hear Source Material talk about this particular book. And I'm like, oh boy.
Warning, we're a bunch of dicks.
Well, at least he listened to one. I hope he listened to it through Podcoin. So, the other...
We were actually pretty well behaved on that show.
I would say, I would say. The other contribution that we did was our commentary for Jupiter Ascending. That's right. He's just a skater boy. Damn it. Rolled right over that joke with my fucking stupid Appalachian stutter. Can you believe that, Mark? Unbelievable. So anyway, yeah, he's just a skater boy. Check out Jupiter Ascending. We had a good time. It was me, Mark, David Wright, did a commentary over the movie, and let's just say we had a lot of fun. That's really all that can be said. But all sorts of other great contributors to the Super Blog Team Up. Again, feel free to check out those blogs. It's all about it's not really just comic books, it's movies, tapping into that immortal topic. So check that out. And that's about all I got. Make sure to go give the Radulich in Broadcasting Network Facebook page a like to stay up on top of all the great podcasts that we have to offer. Mark Radulich is going to keep us up to date on the weather as a hurricane approaches.
Yep, I'm scheduled to go see it a week from Friday, so of course there's a hurricane.
Fucking hurricane coming. So yeah, that's one thing to look forward to. But yeah, you can stay up on top of all the great podcasts that we have to offer. We usually post them right there. Other than that, Mark Radulich, let's get the hell on out of here.
Thank you for joining us here on the Metal Hammer of Doom. If you came to us from Podcoin and you actually made it past the 10 minutes to the end of this thing, God bless you, brothers and sisters. Yeah. Be well, be safe, and behave.
He's in our world now, and this time, there's no escape from the Mind Flayer. Experience the most terrifying moments of Netflix's Stranger Things Seasons 2 and 3 at the world's premiere Halloween event. It's Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 6th through November 2nd. Save up to $52 on select nights. Visit HalloweenHorrorNights.com. Online only. Restrictions apply. Not recommended for children under 13. How do you escape an unstoppable evil when that evil is you? Step inside Jordan Peele's new original nightmare as Us comes to life at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 6th through November 2nd. Experience Netflix's all-new Stranger Things, Dracula and the Wolfman, and more. Save up to $52 on select nights. Visit HalloweenHorrorNights.com. Online only. Restrictions apply. Not recommended for children under 13.